And I just want to make sure we talk about what happened at Summit, you guys, because Summit was amazing this year. It really was. And I just wanted to make sure everyone on the team that didn't make it to Summit, they at least get a chance to hear what our takeaways are, what we learned, and what we're implementing. And I know it's so hard when you come back to not go, okay, now I have to fix every single thing that I've been doing wrong. Like, I've been doing this wrong, but just like your top 2 things. And hopefully you guys have all listened to a podcast. Shalene Johnson actually did a podcast last year, right after Summit, about how to come back from a big event, like how to come off and how to just kind of take a little bit of time to relax and think about everything, and then not go in and jump in and change everything all at once, like just to pick a few little things to work on. So I want to hear your takeaways, what it is that you guys have decided was what you are going to be working on. So Mandy, do you want to go first?
Sure. So I have like a ton of notes. I'm going to try.
And I am actually excited to listen to your notes because you were on a different track than I was.
Right. So I had Scotty Hobbs and Barbie Kalev, and they did like facing your fears. And one of the things I really liked about that is their, sorry, I'm trying to find the exact notes. They were just, oh my God, I'm losing track of everything right now. Like you don't have to, okay, I'm not going to start with them. Like you don't have to know everything just to do something. Because before I started, I was always really nervous, like about even inviting to the coaching opportunity, because I was like, they're going to ask me something I don't know, and I'm going to look stupid, and then I'm just going to completely lose it. And I hate to say it, but I always was looking at like everyone's posts. Like I kind of friended a few people, and I was like, God, their posts are so good. And I'm like, mine just suck, and I'm not creative. And then I started to kind of like get down on myself, and I was comparing myself, and it was not good. And one of the biggest takeaways, I think, was just being you. It doesn't matter. Stop comparing yourself. Personal development is something I need to work on. That's probably like the biggest thing I need to work on. I've actually been trying to do 30 minutes a day. I'd really like to do an hour a day. I haven't gotten there yet, but just to get more confident in myself and kind of be authentic in the business. I don't need to try to be like anyone else. I just need to be me, because there's no other coach out there like me. I have something different to offer than everyone else, and that's what I need to focus on. And if I do a post, or if I try to invite to something and it fails, well, I learn and I can share that with others and say, hey, this doesn't really work. And maybe like once I develop a bigger team, like sharing that with them. That was one of my big takeaways. And I really liked Gary Vee when he it was kind of like a punch in the face for me, realizing how kind of like ungrateful I've been for a lot of the things, and just not putting in as much work as I should be. I was just kind of waiting for it to happen, like with my posts. Like I felt like I was pretty good at doing my posts and inviting my challenge groups that way, but I wasn't inviting in the messenger, and I wasn't really like doing many reach outs. And then I was getting down on myself because I mean, it wasn't really working. And I mean, I have people in my group and those are going well, but I just wasn't giving it my all. So listening to him kind of gave me like a punch in the face, and like, okay, well, if I want this to happen, I need to do the work. It's not easy. And that was another reason why I didn't want to share the coaching opportunity, because I'm like, who's going to want to do this? It is hard work. But who am I to say that they don't want this? Because Becky, if you wouldn't have offered that to me, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have went to Summit. And Super Saturday was great, but it wasn't anything compared to what Summit was. Like, it was
nothing.
It was incredible. I'm trying to think of what else. Sorry. And being patient. I am not patient. I like want it to happen now, and I know it's not going to happen overnight, and I just have to put in the work and be dedicated and give it my all. So I'm trying to think of what else I wrote down here. Also the power of a success partner. They really went in to depth about that, like, and not like find someone, taking your time. They talked about it like dating, which I thought was kind of funny, but and they talked about like, even reading the same books as your success club or your success partner, and doing the same programs, and maybe even doing challenge groups together. And I thought that was really neat, because I wouldn't have thought of doing all that together. I kind of, I don't know, I just didn't think of it that way. And they were talking about how they will text each other in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to get this and this done. And they just keep each other on track, and they'll do like a team call with just the two of them, and they'll set an agenda and make sure like they don't get distracted. Like that's all they talk about. And it just seemed really efficient. And they were saying like, even as you grow, like you don't have to stick with the same success partner. Like you might grow at different rates, and you know, you might have different success partners along the way, and that's okay. We're all still growing, and we'll grow at different rates, but just, I don't know, having someone there to kind of hold you accountable I thought it was really neat. And I would have never thought of having a success partner. I'm trying to think. Sorry guys.
No, you're good.
Oh,
so Scotty Hobbs and Barbie are the ones that talked about success partners, right?
no, they did
Okay.
Face Your Fears.
Okay.
And I thought I wrote my notes down on that, but I can't find them.
No,
so if I'll like something up and just post it in the group page.
Those two are success partners, though. Barbie and Scotty. I thought that was really interesting. Like they seem like very like they're not the same at all. Like if you guys follow both of them on Facebook, which actually works the best because they are so different. So they have different strengths that they bring to the table. So when you're looking for your own success partner, find someone who is opposite of you. Like maybe someone that you're like, she's not my most favorite person. That will be the person who's going to push you.
Yep. That's what they were saying too. That's great. And one of the things I really liked was like, so when you're having conversations in Messenger, bringing those out in your post. So I get a lot of questions about like my meal prepping that I do. And so today I did a video of me meal prepping and shared it. And it's been doing pretty good. So bringing those out.
I posted it in the team page.
Oh, I didn't.
Because I was watching it while I was making dinner. I'm like, this is such a good post.
Oh, thanks. I was like, it's way too long, but I don't even care.
No, it was good. It provides value. That's the thing that we're supposed to be doing as coaches. We're providing value. You're showing people what works for you, and that's amazing. That was perfect.
I think that's all I have right now.
Okay. Lauren, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I will. I don't know. Well, I hope this is what you're looking for, but I'm just going to share with you my experience with Summit. And I'm actually kind of secretly glad that Sydney isn't on this call because I'm going to admit something. And I know she's going to watch later, and she probably already knows. About 2 weeks before Summit, kind of a deep, dark secret, I secretly, you guys, I threw in the towel. I was done coaching. It's kind of been a stressful couple weeks at our house. We are facing giant infertility bills, and about 2 weeks ago it hit me. Like I kind of knew this is where our path was going, but 2 weeks ago it literally kind of smacked me and Andy in the face. Like we are looking at thousands and thousands of dollars of debt, and we are a couple who we're Dave Ramsey people, and we don't do debt at all. And it was really terrifying. And I kind of looked at my options, and I was just like, I just don't know if this coaching thing, it's not hacking it. It's really not. And I kind of got real for a second that I need to go back to work more full time. And in that moment, it was devastating because I do not want to work any more hours at that salon. I've worked there since the day I got married. I'm done with that salon. But when you're looking at thousands of dollars in front of your face, you have to get real and you have to get realistic. So about 2 weeks ago, I secretly inside, I was done coaching. But the ironic thing about it, I was still posting a little bit, just a little bit. I was still posting. And I think it's because, and I kind of had this talk with Jackie when we're at Summit, like Beachbody is something I think, although the coaching side of it I was kind of done with, in general, I think it's always something that's going to be a part of my life. I'll never have an ill word to say about network marketing, never in a million years. I don't feel icky in this business. it's just when you're faced with that road, I just had to say, you know what, I got to go back to work full time. There is not time for me to do both coaching and work at the salon. And I got on the airplane to go to Nashville. I didn't want to go to Nashville. Guys, it's the silliest thing. I got a free plane ticket to Nashville. Summit was free for me because I earned it. I didn't want to go. And I arrived, I was in that hotel. I didn't want to be there. And I felt really bad about that because I'm looking around and I'm thinking there are a million coaches who would kill to be here right now. And I don't want to be here. And I don't know when exactly the switch flipped in me, but I guess ultimately my message is there's something about the environment at Summit, the energy and the culture that Beachbody brings out in you. There's something about the people, there's something about the trainers and the messages being shared. It's not like Super Saturday. It's not like any retreat I've been on. There's something really strange and addicting about the feeling you get when you're surrounded with people who have these hopes and these dreams that really like lit the fire in me. And I am forever grateful. So my message is, if you haven't gotten your ticket for next year, get it. Get your ticket for next year. It is worth it, because I came home and Andy doesn't know this, but I'm about this close to just quitting the salon. I'm really, really close to doing it. But I'm secretly really scared too. Steady income is really important, especially this time in our life. Go to Summit. Make it happen. Sacrifice. I think the track we set in on, Bonnie, I forgot who who did Bonnie speak with?
Melanie?
No, I can't remember. They were darling together. Or maybe it wasn't Bonnie. I can't remember. Somebody said create the hashtag I made Summit happen and whatnot. And like, whatever you have to sacrifice, do it. Make the sacrifice, because it just makes it that much more special. And then just to deviate from that message a little bit, it's kind of ironic. Mandy, the session you sat on with the success partners, that I didn't sit on that session, but when I got home, I had this huge desire to get a success partner, like a huge desire. And in the past, Tashi and I have kind of worked together, but I think we're too close. We're too good of friends to really make sparks happen. So there's a girl that I met maybe about a year ago at a school field. She's playing fetch with her dog, and we took our dog over to play fetch, and I became friends with her on Facebook, and she turns out to be a Beachbody coach too. And I messaged her, I said, her name's Lauren too. So Lauren, would you like want to be success partners? We don't really know each other. And it's really funny because she's like, oh my gosh, did you sit in on that session? Yes, I'll date you. Let's go on a lunch date and date each other. And I have no idea what she's talking about. I'm like, okay. I'll date you. I don't really know what
one I did, because I went to one on Success Partners and they talked about dating around, date multiple people.
I don't want to date with you, just don't dump me. But it's just I feel like that's ironic, and I kind of almost feel like that's a little bit of an answer to a prayer, because it's been a prayer in my heart. Like, I need this to work. I need a lot of money to make this baby happen. So I just, anyways, that's what I have to share. Don't tell Sydney.
No, we're sworn to secrecy. And I bet Sydney does not even watch this, you guys. She'll know.
Well, and that's the other thing, you guys. The unfortunate thing about it, also why I was judging it, is because my upline also happens to be my very best friend in this entire world. And the conversation I was going to have with her, that I have to be done coaching, it made me so ill inside to have that conversation with her.
It's like telling your mom you did something bad and you're like scared to tell her.
It's like telling your best friend that you're not going to be a coach anymore.
You know that she would love you no matter what.
I know. I know.
Totally would.
She totally would, but she's my best friend. She's my best friend. And the thing about that too is, what's ironic about that is she knows the desires of my heart better than I do. And I think she knows to be patient with me. And I think that also kind of helped me too. So anyways, I'm here. I'm not quitting. I'm here.
Okay, so was it the one that Bonnie did with Amy Silverman?
Yeah, but no, I can't remember. Yeah, it was them. And
I think it was Amy. Yeah, I think it was Amy Silverman who did her and Bonnie.
It was the cute little Barbies that I wanted to put in my pocket and take them home and play with them.
The one Barbie that's covered in tattoos too.
Yes. Oh, have you seen her hair? She's beautiful. She looked like Blake Lively. She looked
gorgeous. I really like Amy Silverman.
I love her.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a good hashtag. You can use it. I made some. What did you
saw
say?
Keisha speak then too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
That's the one you guys.
Phenomenal.
I love Keisha.
I'm sad we missed Brigida. I really am. I wish that they'd let you hop.
I know.
We're not full to capacity. I don't know. Like, we have a ton of open seats at ours. I wish that they'd just let you hop.
Yeah. They really were so good. So you can go watch it. It's in the Team Forward Fitness page.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Hers was really good too. So, and I'll talk a little bit about what they talked about. But Jackie, do you want to go?
Sure, I'll
Okay, actually, real quick, Lauren, whose was your favorite? Like, what one would you say impacted you the most? Do you have one?
Gary V. And what's so ironic about that is he spoke that first day and everybody was referencing him. Every single person referenced Gary V. And it's so funny because you guys know me. I'm so prude. I hate language. I hate it so bad. I'm the most prude person on this team. And I'm like, he's going to say a bad word. I don't want to hear it.
He didn't really. He did good.
He did awesome. And I sat next to a coach on my flight home, and I bought that book at the bookstore. You saw me buy that, Becky.
Yes, I did.
Books, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to order his books, but I hear that the language in the books are really bad. And I'm like,
don't say that.
No.
but I'm reading this one, and it's got language, and I'm not melted. I'm alive.
Yeah. Okay, so you're a badass. It's the first 2 chapters. Once you get past those, then it's fabulous, and there's hardly any language. But the one that I've been reading of Gary's it's jab, 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 right hook. That one, I haven't run into a lot of language yet. But if you watch him, if you just watch his videos on YouTube, don't watch them with your kids around. Or don't watch them if I was watching with my 15-year-old. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Watch his videos.
That was funny.
Okay, Jackie.
So I kind of have a similar, and Lauren and I connected and talked about this, and I think her and I, we were both like, when she was telling me, and I was like, yeah, I have the same, like.
Oh yeah, I know you were gonna quit. I'm like, get her there. When she's there, she won't.
Yeah, because it's just been, my whole life has just been an explosion after an explosion after an explosion of thing after thing after thing. And I'm like, I can't even do this anymore. I can't do anything. I'm like, I don't even want to be a mom. Like, I just want to hide under a blanket and just, like, everybody just needs to leave me alone because I just can't even, I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop being so sad. I couldn't stop, like, just everything was falling apart. And it's like, you know, when you get ripped out of your home and you're taken across country, and then it's like then your husband still travels a lot, and so he's gone. And then it's like, I tried to make Summit happen. My mom couldn't get out here. And then it was like, there was no other way. Like, I was like, I give up. Like, I can't do it. I'm tired of trying so hard to make something that I want. I wanted it, but it was just not happening for me. And I had texted my group. We had Lauren and Tashi and Sydney and I had a Summit group so we could talk about getting ready for Summit. And I messaged the group and I said, you guys, I'm not going. And Sydney's response was, that's too bad. And I was like, you jerk. Like, I need some encouragement. Like, I need somebody to, like, tell me to get there. And Lauren, you were so sweet because you were like, you have to come no matter what. And then Sydney texted me and she said, I feel like you don't want to come. And that made me mad. Like, I was like, you are being rude. It is not that I don't want to be there, but I don't have a way. Like, my family is 21 hours away, and my brother was the closest, but they're 15 hours away, and I don't know how to make this work. Like, I can't do it. And she was like, well, I just feel like you don't want to come. I just feel like you don't. And I'm like, you jerk. So I called her, and I was like, don't ever say that to me. Well, I've known Sydney my whole life, so I had the right to call her out, but I'm like, don't you ever say that to me again. Ever. Because I want this to work, but I can't make it happen. And she said, you're not weighing all your options. And so I called my brother and my sister-in-law, and of course they were the sweetest. And I drove my butt 15 hours and by myself, you guys, with all 4 kids, and I was terrified. I'm actually still scared to drive home because I'm at their house still. And I'm like, holy crap, I still have a 15-hour drive home on Monday, and I'm still nervous to make the drive, but I came this far already, so what's another 15 hours? But I am so flippin' stubborn. Like, my husband was like, are you kidding me? You're going to drive by yourself all the way across country, 15 hours, and then backtrack 4 hours, and then go back to the kids 4 hours, and then drive home 15 hours. You're nuts. You're not doing it. And I was like, what's the problem? Is it the money or is it like you're worried? And he's like, worried about you. You're not driving by yourself across country with the kids. And I was like, I can do it. Like that is how bad I want to be there. Like I can't even stop crying about like, I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. You're not leaving for work for 2 weeks and leaving me at home in a place that I just got here. I'm not staying here. I'm going. And I just really feel like, I swear like God was like carrying me the whole way there because my kids didn't make a peep. They didn't complain one time. They didn't ask in tears, when are we going to be there? 15 hours. They don't ever usually make a 3-hour drive to my in-laws when we lived in Boise. 15 hours. They didn't fight. They didn't cry. They didn't complain. Not a word did I hear from my kids. We stopped one time to fill up on gas, and that was it. They were so good. And I just felt like that's like, it was just such a godsend that I was able to do that with my kids. And like, Summit was amazing. I can't even like begin to describe, like, it has completely changed the way that I view everything that I do in this business. It makes me mad because I wish I had this view 12 months ago, 15 months ago when I first signed up, and I didn't because I didn't understand the potential. I didn't understand like the blessing behind it. I didn't understand. And Becky, you know, the timing. Poor Becky tried to get me to coach underneath her for a year, and I ended up signing with Sydney. But the timing wasn't there. And even this whole last year that I've been coaching, I haven't really appreciated what Beachbody and what coaching really could do for me and my family until Summit. And I really feel like listening to these people get up and they speak about their families and they talk about the blessings. They talk about their goals. They talk about how it's all been possible because of God. They talk about we all have the same thing in common. We all have families and we all have this belief in this, you know, in God, and that he can do higher things for our family if we have this faith and this trust. And so it's like these people, we have all this same, we're all here collected, thousands and thousands and thousands of us all collectively together, and we share the same thing. We have our goals, we have our dreams, we all have ambitions, we all have things that we desire and that we want for our families and our children and ourselves. But what's the ultimate problem? None of us can ever afford it. We never feel like it's possible to take the kids on a fun vacation. It's not possible to build your dream home. It's not possible to do these things that we want to be a better mom or be a better wife or whatever. It's just not possible. To have kids in the first place, even, it just doesn't feel attainable. It doesn't feel possible because we can't afford it. And like listening to these people speak, I'm like sitting there going, oh my gosh, if Melanie can do it, I can do it. If Bonnie can do it, I can do it. If Scotty and Brigida and all these people can do it, why can't I do it? They are not better than me. They do not have better friends than I do. They do not have friends that are more rich than me. They do not have anything more than what I do not have. I can do it if they can do it. And that was the thing that for me was like, holy crap. Like, and even Gary Vee was like, pachoo, pachoo, pachoo. Quit being lazy. Quit putting your head in your phone. Don't go to the grocery store and not say hi to people. Don't ride an elevator and not say hi to people. Like, people used to communicate like 10 years ago and nobody does anymore. You can't grow your business if you don't communicate, if you don't talk to people and reach out to people. And it's like, Sydney and I on our last night there took a wrong elevator to the wrong floor, and it was, I swear, meant to be. And when we went to the right floor and we opened the elevator doors, Autumn was in the elevator. And Sydney and I were like a little starstruck, and she looked at me and she shook her head no, because I knew she knew what I was thinking. And I shook my head yes, and I'm sure Autumn's watching the whole thing go down, and I'm shaking my head and I'm mouthing yes. And Sydney's like, please no. And I leaned over Sydney and I said hi to Autumn, and Sydney was like, crap, she's saying hi. You're not supposed to say hi to these people or celebrities. You just don't talk to them. And I would have never done that if it wasn't for Gary's talk, because he just was like, why are you so scared? I would have left that elevator and I would have been so mad that I didn't just say hi to her. Like, who cares? So I leaned over and I said hi, and she was really nice, and she said hi back, and then it was awkward for another second. Then I leaned over again and I said, I know you know this is coming. Can we please have a picture? And she said, I totally knew it was coming. And she's like, I would love to take a picture with you. And I'm glad that I said something, because we got out of the elevator and Sydney was like, oh, I cannot believe you said something. I cannot believe you actually said hi to her. Holy crap, I cannot believe you did that. And I would have never done that, because I'm not like a super like outgoing person, like to strangers like that. But Summit really taught me to not be afraid to talk to people that I don't know, to not be afraid to put myself out there, to not be afraid or ashamed of. I love coaching. I love my fitness. I love my workouts. I love Shakeology. And not everybody's going to love that, and that's okay. And not everybody's going to be ready when I want them to be ready, and that's okay. I'm not going to stop telling people how much I love it and telling people how much I love my workouts and that they work and that they're amazing and all this stuff because somebody doesn't like it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of caring. And that kind of like, talk about going to an event with 20-some thousand people and you just kind of realize like, I don't care anymore because I love what I do, and everybody should love fitness because it makes you feel better about yourself, and it kind of just, I don't know if you saw my post today, but it's more than just a sweaty selfie. It's me building my confidence. It's me growing. It's me seeing myself change. It's me becoming a better version of myself, and it's me sharing that with everybody. And that's kind of what Summit did for me, is just kind of taught me to like, not be afraid to talk to people, not be afraid to go out of my way, not be afraid to, basically I'm not pushing the business on anybody unless they want it, but I'm wanting just to help people. Like, how many people can I grab? Because I just want to like pile them all in and I want to help them and teach them with what I've learned, because it's just, I feel like it's gold. So that's kind of my Summit experience. And it's just been so like empowering and so just one of those things, like I've come home and I've barked all over my sister-in-law and the poor things had to sit and listen to me like sit and say how excited Summit was and how much I've learned and how awesome it is. And you know, like I love it. And I've done lots of different companies. I've done Norwex. I actually still do it in the dark, kind of just for myself. I've done makeup lines. I've done jewelry lines. I've done other health lines. I've done vitamins. I've done all these other things. And I've never cared like I've cared while doing this. And I don't know if it's the combo between the fitness and I've discovered this thing inside of me and I want to share it with everybody, or what it is. But anyway, sorry.
So I actually, the whole time you were talking to Sydney, telling her that you were coming, she was talking to me. I knew the whole story behind the scenes.
Yeah, because you texted me right away, and I was like, I texted Sydney, and I was like, how does she know already? She's like, I'm at her house. I was like, oh my God.
Well, Shauna was here at my house, so we have gotten together, like the three of us. Yeah. So actually, I think it was good the way she handled it, because I think if she hadn't, you're stubborn. So you're like,
so stubborn.
Hold on. No, you don't say that to me. You don't say that I don't want it enough.
You knew that too.
I think it was perfect, honestly.
Yeah. No, it was perfect. And honestly, like, I look back now and I'm like, you sneaky, you know what you were doing. But I was in such a sensitive place that I was basically just looking for somebody to baby me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she didn't, because I don't need somebody to baby me. I needed somebody to like smack me around, because I'd been in so much distress and so many tears and so just feeling bad for myself that I think
it's someone to have a hard conversation with you.
Yeah. And I feel like if she would have babied me, I'd have just been like, there's no way. Just tell me how bad you feel for me. And like, I would have never made it happen if she didn't just give me the reality of like, well, you act like you don't want to come. You're going to quit, aren't you? And I was like, no. Don't you dare say that to me. Yeah. And so it kind of just, and she knew it too. We had that talk, and, you know, her and I were able to really have a heart to heart, and she knows me. I mean, she knew that that's what I needed, and I'm grateful. Like, I really am. I'm grateful, and I can't wait for next year, and can't wait to see what the next year will happen and change. And so,
exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Brandy already made a video too.
Hey, so my biggest takeaway, I'm just like the other two. I was afraid to go. I actually, every hour I drove, I was like, I'm turning around. But I knew that it would help me, and if not help with me as a coach, it would help me as a person, because I struggle tremendously. I have a ton of doubt. I'm so self-conscious. Like, I struggle. But my biggest takeaway from there, and I kept hearing it over and over and over from everybody, even Carl Deichler said it, you have to focus on you. You have to take care of you before you can help other people, before you can give them what they need. Tracy, I think her name was Tracy Morrow. She said, if you don't do you, then you don't get done and the world misses out. I really liked that a lot. So just, it seemed like everybody, Shalene Johnson said, dig deep and try to figure out where that BS story was coming from that defines your value, and get rid of it. It's time to get rid of it, and it's time to rewrite your story, because that's not how you define yourself anymore. It's something like, you dig deep, and most of the time your value is defined by something that happened to you when you were a child, and you just need to get rid of that. My favorite was Shaun T, and I don't know if you want me to
Feel free. You had all the same favorites that I did too.
It's just
I wrote down that quote. Wait, I wrote down that quote.
Yeah, it touched me because I went because I needed help with myself. To get out of my comfort zone is something that I'd never done before. I mean, staying with 3 other women was just insane. It's something I've never done. So Shaun T's story. I'm not gonna to tell it word for word, but he's talking about you're on this journey, and there are hurdles, and this journey is really, really hard, and you're running this race, and you're trying to jump over these hurdles, and you're tripping over them, and they're falling, and you're falling, and you can't get up, and the hurdles are so close together, and you're just it's so hard, and you're tired of the struggles, and so you decide to go down a different path, and down that path you're walking backwards, and you're getting ready to go over the edge, and right at the edge there's this person there that is going to snatch you up and is going to take you back to the path that you're supposed to be on, and the person is going to help you through everything, and is going to pick you up when you fall, is going to help you over the hurdles, and it turns out that this person is actually you. You have the power to change the circumstances of your journey. Only you can do that. Only you can fix you. And that just really touched me, because I've been leaning on other things here lately. Maybe I'll be a Beachbody coach, so it'll fix me. It's not going to fix me. I have to do that. Maybe I'll do this because it's going to help me. And it's not. It's something that I need to do.
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Keep talking. I have to go to the bathroom. You guys are drinking.
Okay.
Water.
But that's actually pretty much everything that I had taken away. It was just mostly for me. I wrote down somewhere, and maybe it was just something that we had talked about in our room, was write down your limiting beliefs. So the things that you don't, I'm not good enough, I'm not fit enough, there's not enough people for me to reach out to. I think that people look at me sometimes and they're just, sometimes I think they look at me in disgust. And so I wrote down all my limiting beliefs, and then I'm writing down affirmations to go with that too. And both Anna and Becky pretty much helped me with that, because I had never actually wrote down affirmations. So if any of you guys have any of these limiting beliefs, then I encourage you to write them down, and then just write an affirmation that just counteracts that limiting belief, and just keep telling yourself that. I don't know if you guys struggle like I do with confidence and doubt, but
I have a whole page of affirmations that I've written, and on the second page. I do this. Something I do every day.
Yeah, it's because of you and Anna, that's also something I took away from Summit.
Good. Okay. I will go now too. Okay, first of all, Shalene is by far and away one of my favorite speakers. So I'm glad that they had her speak again at Summit. Just some of the stuff that she talked about, and what she had said was, maybe the story you've been telling yourself is from the perspective of a kid who didn't know much. So that's something that's kind of hit with me, because you guys, I grew up in an abusive home, very abusive, physically, mentally. I mean, I was constantly told that I was fat, I was lazy, I was good for nothing, you know. And so this is something that's still like, it's in the back of my head constantly. And I have to constantly tell myself, okay, that's not who I am. But I still look in the mirror and I still see the little fat girl, you know, that I thought that I was growing up. And so I loved when she said, maybe it's from the perspective of a child who didn't know much. You know, I didn't know all of the different situations that had happened with my parents. I'm not saying, you know, that my parents weren't perfect, obviously. But I wish I had known as a child all the different things that my parents had been dealing with. My dad was molested twice by 2 different people while he was growing up. And so that in turn turned into anger for him, which turned into abuse. He had 12 kids, you know. I mean, that's a tough thing. I have a hard time with 4. So there's just a lot of things, you know, and just so when she's saying the things that we tell ourselves, maybe it's from the perspective of a kid who didn't know much. You know, there's things that we tell ourselves that we need to go back and say, okay, but what really is the story? Now that I'm an adult, what's really the story? The story now is that I wasn't a fat kid. I was a child that was growing. Maybe I had my chubby moments. I'm sure I did. But those were things that were told to me from someone who was hurting. That's the story. That's the truth. So that was something that I really needed to hear. And then Shaun T's, you guys, I was bawling through his, like seriously bawling through his, because that's part of my story that I have not shared on Facebook. And I know so many people, so sorry, I didn't think I was going to cry. So many people deal with abuse or being, I mean, maybe not even being abused, but being told that they're not good enough and all this stuff. And that's part of my story, but that's something that I've always struggled with talking about, because my parents, first of all, I'm friends with them on Facebook. And so I'm trying to figure out how to weigh the balance of talking about, you know, being told that you're not good enough, not, you know, not pretty enough. You're not like your pretty sisters. You're the ugly duckling. Like, seriously, you guys, I was the ugly duckling growing up. Like, how do you talk about that and still maintain the family relationship? So that's something that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm trying to work on. But Shaun T, what he was talking about with what is your truth, like figuring out what your truth is. And I love how he talked about, he was abused as a child too. And so many people don't realize this, but children that are victims of sexual abuse, they feel guilty because sex feels good, you guys. And it even feels good as a child. And so they have this guilt because it feels good, but then they know that it's not good, but it feels good. And so they want it, so they crave it. So that's why so many children who are sexually abused end up becoming, they either become molesters themselves or they become very sexually promiscuous. And so he talked about that. He talked about feeling abandoned once the person that was molesting him didn't want him anymore. He felt abandoned. And that was things that he had to deal with and he had to wrestle with. And just figuring out what is your truth and being transparent with that. So that's something that I took away, that's part of my story. And that's I have to figure out how to tell it, because it could help so many people. So I have to figure out the balance of, how do I balance my family relationships and balance helping other women who have grown up in similar situations? Because mine's not I'm not the only story out there. There are so many stories I know of women like me. This is why, I don't know if you guys saw the post when we were on our way back from Oregon. We had stopped at Walmart and this guy was just berating his wife. And I just wrote a letter to her and just posted it on Facebook. And it got so many hits, but it's because I was so passionate about what I was writing, because it was all the things that I wanted to tell her. I wanted to tell her that she was good enough, that she didn't need someone telling her how awful she was and how he just wanted to divorce her, and she didn't deserve to be yelled at in Walmart with her baby and her little toddler in tow. That's why I was so passionate about it. It's because this is my story too. So that's what I came away with. So those are my two big things. But then Missy too. If you guys didn't get a chance to listen to hers yet, Missy spoke with Brigida. And Missy, if you guys watch her on Facebook, she is all about love, just loving people. And I had a chance to go stay with her in Portland too. She's one of my best friends. That we had just met through coaching, you guys. We are complete opposites. Like, we are nothing alike. But she and I have become such good friends. But I'm going to tell you guys this one quote that she said. And I think this is what I strive for our team. It's a quote by Og Mandino. And it says, "If I have no other qualities, I can succeed with love alone. Without it, I will fail, though I have all the knowledge and skills in the world. I will greet this day with love, and I will succeed." And that's her favorite quote, and that's what she lives by. She just works on loving people. And that's why she's been such a successful coach, you guys. She didn't go diamond it was like 8 months after she started coaching. It took her forever. I went diamond faster than she did. I went diamond within 4 months. It took her 8 months before she went diamond. And she has succeeded so well because she doesn't care what people think about her, and she focuses on loving people. And if you love people, you will move the world to help them. You will do whatever it takes to help them. I am running a group right now, you guys. I just figured, I'm going to do a sneak peek of Country Heat because I got it and I'm like, I want to see what it's about. So I'll just share it while I'm learning. And people in there have been asking, how much is it? So I talk about the challenge pack price, but I'm also giving them the information on this is how much just the program is. Because maybe you can't afford the challenge pack, but maybe you can afford just the fitness program. And if you can, I will help you because I want to see you succeed. And so that's, I'm trying to think, there's a couple other coaches that I was listening to, and they actually said that they don't require Shakeology in their challenge groups. They help people whatever they can. They said generally in their challenge groups, so many people are using Shakeology. I think it was actually Tanya Barron who said this. She said so many people in her challenge groups are using Shakeology, so that the ones who just purchase the program end up on Shakeology eventually anyway. And so that's what I figured. I'm like, if they just know that if they purchase a program, I will help them. And yes, they'll see other people using Shakeology and seeing results, and maybe seeing results faster. And then maybe that will make them choose to try it. But I will help them regardless. So that's what I came away from Summit with. So it was fabulous. And I got to know Brandy, and I got to meet Amanda Brandy and Amanda or Mandy. She goes by Mandy. I was Amanda on Facebook. She needs to change that. But I got to meet them both for the first time, and you guys, it was amazing. It really was amazing. It was such a fantastic experience. So those are my takeaways. Thank you guys all for getting on. What?
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
So if a challenger can't afford a challenge pack, then do you have them just buy the program off of Amazon or? No,
you can send them a link for the program. They would purchase through you. You would get the 25% commission.
Oh, okay.
So like the $60 challenge pack, you would make $15.
Okay.
That was one of my takeaways too, Becky. I think it was one of the finalists for the Beachbody Challenge prize. I remember him saying that, like in his little highlight reel, that he said that his coach let him in his group anyways.
Yeah.
And I think he even got his workout program from like Craigslist. And I remember when he said that, and then it like changed. I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah.
But I think when you lead with love, you'll get the most success.
You will. You will. I was just talking with this lady today, you guys. She sent me a message and she's like, hey, I saw you are doing a sneak peek for Country Heat. That looks really fun. And she's purchased, when Les Mills was still with Beachbody, she bought Les Mills Pump. And so she's been doing that, and she's been going to a gym, and she would message me. And she's like, okay, my trainer at the gym said I need to be eating this many calories. And I'm like, don't listen to him. You can't be eating 1,200 calories. I eat more than that. And you're not my size. So we need to bump you up. So I would still work with her, and I would help her and, remind her of what the 21-day fix, and because then that was another program she had purchased. And so just talking with her today, and she's like, Becky, I'm down 24 pounds since April. And it's all because I've started implementing all the things that you've been teaching me. And that was such a neat experience, you guys. And she's a mom, and she's got 2 college-age daughters. And she said her daughters have been losing weight too because they're seeing what she's doing. And so they're still doing things as well. And that was such a neat thing for me to hear that, yes, she purchased a challenge pack and she's done Shakeology off and on and stuff, but that's not my focus. My focus is I want to help her. I really want to help her feel good about herself and to feel beautiful in her own skin. So, and when you lead with love, that happens because you just want to see your people succeed, and they can feel it. So, Shelia, are you going to be there next year?
I got my ticket. I'm so
Awesome.
excited.
Okay.
Yep.
What about you, Lori? Oh, hold on.
You're
We're
muted.
gonna unmute your audio. Okay. What about you, Lori?
I hope to be there.
Do you have your ticket?
No.
Okay, I think it's just a couple more days. You could get the ticket for $175, and it's fully refundable.
Yep.
So,
I'm aware of that.
okay. I want to see you there. I want to meet you. Actually, I've already met you.
Yeah.
I want to see you there. I want to give you a big hug.
I want to see everybody.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for getting on tonight. Have a great night.
Becky.
Bye.